Hello, I'm Robert, and welcome to the High Desert Ranch and Homestead channel. Today I'm going to discuss a topic that I've received quite a few questions on, and perhaps if you're tuning into this channel for the first time, or you were drawn to this by a search, because if 2020 taught us anything, it is that our food supply is not bulletproof, and it is in fact very fragile. So if you're getting started with your little ranch or a small plot of land, or even inherited something large or bought something large, here's a little bit of what I like to call the beef economics, because there's always those lingering thoughts or questions about how much something costs. Is it truly worth it? And I would venture to say yes, it's worth it to get your own beef cow, but that's up to you to decide. And hopefully this short little presentation will help answer some of the questions you might have as it relates to the cost of owning a cow. So, first things first, you got to start out with one. So, you can usually find what is known as a bottle calf or orphan calf, and a bottle calf would be something that you could pick up at the dairy, and if you're lucky to get a calf at the dairy that is either mostly Angus or some other high-yielding meat animal, or an orphan calf, which you can find from a rancher where the mom just doesn't want to take care of it for whatever reason, and the rancher just doesn't have time to spend on orphan calf, which it is quite a bit of time, so do be prepared for that. But I won't get into all that here. I'm just going to simply go over the economics of it. Therefore, you're going to be looking anywhere from $200 to $250 per calf. It's usually sold by the weight per pound. And just a quick tip is wait at least 24 hours after the birth to ensure that the calf receives the colostrum from mother. That's very vital. If not, the chances of the calf living go way down. So make sure that you're buying from a reputable seller. And what is the cost of the calf? So now that you've got the calf home, let's just go over some really quick. First, you're going to be looking at the milk supplement, and this is per calf, mind you. And as you can see down here, I'm doing the 1 to 3 months. If you're going to go longer than 1 to 3 months, these costs are going to go up. And if you're going to do that 3 months, you've got to make sure that you know what you're doing, and I'll try and do that in a later video explaining just how you're able to wean a calf in 3 months and still have it be successful. So anyways, you've got your milk supplement for your calf, and that will run you about $175, and then supplies, if you're going to just do one calf. Obviously, if you're going to do more than that, you can maybe you can divide that out amongst your calves, but we're just going to go off one calf, and the supply would be like your bottles, a feeding trough, a little watering tank, like a feed manger and a watering tank, about $200. And then your feed supplement, which you'll want to have as you transition from the bottle to like grass or hay forage, and that will run you about $150. And I will do a video as part of the whole transitioning of your calf to ensure that it's successful. And then I would definitely put in some sort of medical and vet expense. $100 is low. If you have someone that you can call upon that won't charge you, you might be able to get by with that number. So that's definitely on the low end of that. And then the cost of your maturing steer, and that's the next part we'll run over to. Not going to have too many costs besides what you've already invested in the young calf, but you'll definitely, at least where I live here in central Utah, it is very cold. The winters are cold and snowy, and on top of that too, you might even be faced with drought conditions as well. So if you're dealing with both drought conditions and a winter, you're definitely going to need some hay, some feed, and I'm going to go with a 50-50 blend and I'm going to go 6 months out of the year, and you figure a full-grown steer that weighs about 1,200 pounds or 1,000 pounds, we'd about close to 25 pounds of grass or hay a day. And I'm going to do a little bit higher tonnage price just because the prices have gone up. So if you're looking to get started, and this is, mind you, for the Intermountain West, Central Utah area, and not counting transportation costs, you're going to be right about $250 a ton. And so if you're looking for the entire season, as far as wintering over for the feed, 4,500 pounds of hay per steer, which comes around out to 2.25 tons of hay, and the total cost being $575. And then, depending on what you want to do, if you just want straight hay or grass, it is going to take you a little bit longer, close to 2 years. So again, you're going to have to go back and figure in even furthering that cost, adding another roughly $500 or so. But for most folks, they like the taste and the marbling of a finished steer, and that involves corn, oats, barley, and molasses. And if you can get a good price at your co-op or a feed mill, you'll run about $100 for that 4-way feed. And then finally, you got to have that meat usable, right? So you're looking right around a butcher cost for the kill fee, and then packing it up and all the various cuts at around $600. So the part that you've all been waiting for, I'm sure, is what is the overall cost of ownership for your animal. So let's quickly add up what we've just discussed. You have your calf purchase, which will run you $250. Your milk supplement, that's $150. Supplies is around $200. Medical is going to run you, on the low end, $100 per head. And your hay, a 50-50 blend of alfalfa and grass to winter over for the winter season, or even for the drought, because a lot of places that don't have to deal with snow are dealing with drought. Or if you're dealing with both, you're going to be right around $575. The finishing feed to help with the marbling process and that taste, run you about $100, and the butcher fee $600. So your total cost of ownership for one head or one beef steer is going to be $1,975. So, and when you take it to the butcher, you should be right around, your target weight should be 1,200 pounds, 1,200 pound steer, and that will yield about 450 pounds of take-home beef. So, what's your cost per pound? That beautiful steak or hamburger, and the moment you all been waiting for, drum roll please. $4.38 per pound is what it will cost you to raise your own steer from start to finish. Now, mind you, that's cost could vary. I tried to have an average, but that should give you a pretty good idea of what you want to pursue as you are looking to make better use of the land you already have, or you're just getting your start. So I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, and make sure you notify all, because you don't want to miss out on any of the fun and exciting content material that I have. My uncle just bought an awesome new swather. He's going to pick it up from Idaho, and we're going to hopefully get that up and running and give you a little peek at just what it is able to do and talk to you a little bit about the specifics. So if you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the comments section below. And thanks for coming along and watching another edition of the High Desert Ranch and Homestead.